Welcome to the underground. You feel that? That buzz in your pocket? That incoming call? Maybe it's the bank. Maybe it's your nephew. Maybe it's the future knocking at your door. Or maybe, just maybe, it's a liar. A digital ghost. A synthetic voice spinning a web of deception, coded in urgency, scripted for fear. The modern world ain't run by corporations. It ain't run by politicians. It's run by data. And the data jackals are hungry. Every second, they siphon off stolen identities, skim off your accounts, whisper into your ear like a devil dressed in binary. They don't need guns, don't need knives. Just a call, just the right words. And you hand them the keys to your own vault. Not anymore. You're jacking into the real world now. You're about to see the strings behind the puppet show. And once you do, you can't unsee. This is Silver Freaks. Time to pull the plug on the parasites. You see, this is no longer just about simple deception. This is a battlefield, a war between those who harvest data like grim reapers of the digital age and those who refuse to be their victims. But before we get into how to outmaneuver these scam lords, let's take a deep dive into the origins of this war. Let's talk about the first hackers, the pioneers who saw the cracks in the system and made them their playground. The hacker's bloodline. Before the digital empires rose, before firewalls and encryption, there were the code breakers, pioneers of a war waged not with bullets, but with patterns, logic, and raw intellect. During World War II, the world's first real hackers cracked the Enigma machine, breaking the Nazi encryption and proving that no system was truly unbreakable. That was the spark. That was when the world learned that knowledge, if wielded right, was a weapon more powerful than any military force. Fast forward to the 1960s and the battlefront had shifted. Computers were being born, but the real war was in the telephone lines. This was where the freakers came in. The first digital cowboys who discovered that the world's largest communications system had vulnerabilities that could be played like a symphony. They learned the languages of tones and frequencies, using makeshift devices like blue boxes to tap into long-distance calls for free. They weren't criminals, they were explorers, rebels against corporate control, pioneers of what would become hacking. The corporations fought back, and in response, the underground evolved. They built new tools, spread knowledge in whispers and underground bulletins. And then, the internet was born. And with it, a new breed of data raiders. The first real cyberpunks, armed with keyboards, phone lines, and a rebellious streak a mile wide. Scams that run the streets. Every neon-lit dystopia has its predators. In our world, they don't carry knives. They carry caller ID spoofers. They don't pickpocket you on the street. They convince you to empty your own pockets willingly. These are the modern-day hustlers, the digital syndicates running a scam economy that siphons billions from the unprepared. Welcome to the Blacklist, a dossier of the most ruthless, most insidious scams infecting the grid today. We're going to tear these scams apart, piece by piece, so you can see exactly how they operate. We'll break down their scripts, their psychological tricks, their preferred targets, and the best ways to spot them before they take another victim. We'll unravel how they exploit desperation, fear, or greed, leaving your digital defenses in ruins if you're not prepared. Listen close, because these are the hustles that rattle the wires day and night. The IRS lockdown. The setup. You pick up the phone, and the voice on the other end claims to be an official IRS representative, Agent Daniels or some such. Sometimes it's a recorded robotic message that sets the tone of urgency. The script. You owe back taxes. Pay immediately or we'll freeze your accounts and dispatch federal officers to your location. The hook. Fear and authority. The scammer leverages that primal dread of government power. The tell. The IRS doesn't call first. They send letters. They never demand immediate payment over the phone. And certainly not in gift cards or wire transfers. Expansion. These scammers sometimes escalate the threat, saying police are en route, or that your passport is being revoked. It's all to push you into compliance before you think. The reason this scam works so well is a universal fear of government crackdown. Victims panic. They pay in a blind rush to solve the problem. The second you sense intimidation or a lack of official procedure, you should see the red flags waving. The grandkid hostage. The setup. It's late at night. The phone rings and a shaky voice says, "Grandma, it's me, your grandson. I'm in trouble." The script. "I got arrested. I need bail money now. Please, please, please don't tell mom and dad." The hook. Love and protectiveness. They exploit your instinct to shield loved ones from harm. The tell. They beg you to act fast, specifically telling you not to check the story. They pressure you to pay up immediately. Expansion. Some versions have the scammer handing the phone to a fake police officer or lawyer who cements the story. They might use background sound effects, muffled cries or clangs to heighten the realism. The emotional toll of believing your loved one is in danger erodes logic. That's precisely why they insist on secrecy. They don't want you verifying anything. If someone begs you to keep it secret or says, "Please don't call the rest of the family," that's your cue to question the entire scenario. The fake bank fraud alert. The setup. A call from Chase Bank or Bank of America claiming they've detected suspicious charges. The script. "We need to verify your identity immediately to stop a major theft. Can you confirm your password or PIN?" The hook. Anxiety about financial loss. They catch you off guard, press you for your credentials. The tell. Banks never ask for your password or personal identification number, or PIN, over the phone. Real representatives will have other verification methods. Expansion. Sometimes the scammer has partial info, like the last 4 digits to your account, to sound more legitimate. They might even spoof the bank's official caller ID. The sense of urgency makes you forget your usual caution. Whenever you get calls like this, hang up and dial your bank's official number yourself. Don't trust the inbound call. This alone shuts down the entire ruse. The remote tech support scam. The setup. Suddenly, a pop-up on your screen warns of a catastrophic virus infection. Right after that, the phone rings. "This is Microsoft support," the voice claims. The script. "Your device is heavily compromised. We need remote access to fix it." The hook. Panic. They push you to let them in right away. The tell. Tech giants don't track individual IP addresses like that, nor do they cold call users. They never demand you install remote control software out of the blue. Expansion. If you give them access, they'll rummage through your files, lock you out, or install spyware. Then, they'll demand a fixing fee or subscription package to correct the problem they caused. Always remember, you call them if you need tech support, not the other way around. The fake delivery scam. The setup. A friendly text message. Your package is out for delivery, but there's an issue with the address. The script. Click this link to reschedule or confirm your shipping details. The hook. Curiosity. Maybe you really are expecting a package. The tell. The link leads to a site that harvests your personal info or installs malware. Expansion. They'll sometimes mimic well-known couriers like FedEx or UPS. The websites look legit, but the URL is suspicious. One click, and your data's on the open market. Never trust unsolicited links. Always check the official courier's website directly or use their official tracking. The pension predators. The setup. You get a call from a financial advisor who claims they can double your retirement funds, or they say they're from Social Security offering an urgent update. The script. We see a problem with your pension or Social Security. We need your personal details to fix it. The hook. Fear of losing retirement income or the temptation of a big payoff. The tell. Real officials never require your entire SSN or banking details over the phone. Expansion. They'll try to rope you into fake investment schemes, high-yield bonds that don't exist, or claim you need to verify all your personal data. Anyone asking for your full SSN, bank account, or a massive deposit to secure better returns is likely scamming you. The employment cons. The setup. A random call or email about a perfect work-from-home job opportunity. The script. We love your resume. Just pay a small fee for training or equipment and the job is yours. The hook. Desperation for income, especially in tough economic climates. The tell. Legit jobs don't ask you to pay them first. Expansion. They might claim you'll assemble products, do data entry, or be a mystery shopper. The moment they want money up front, run. If it's too good to be true, especially about a high-paying job that requires no interview, it's almost certainly a scam. The phishing sites and links. The setup. Emails, texts, or calls directing you to a login page. The script. Your account has been compromised. Log in here to secure it. The hook. Urgency. You fear losing access. The tell. The URL is slightly off, like facebook.com, but in book maybe they use a 0 instead of an O. Or a random domain. Expansion. Once you log in, they harvest your credentials. They might also install malware if you download anything. Always manually enter the official website in your browser or use official apps. The charity fakers. The setup. A heart-wrenching story about a natural disaster, orphaned kids, or wounded veterans. The script. We need immediate donations. Anything helps. The hook. Compassion. They exploit your goodwill. The tell. High-pressure tactics. No official website, or refusal to provide legit credentials. Expansion. They might name-drop known charities or create a similar-sounding name. Real charities appreciate your donation but won't threaten you or push you relentlessly. Verify charities on reputable sites before donating. These are just the highlights, my friends. The scam economy is vast, ever-shifting, and merciless. Once you know the patterns, you can see the illusions for what they are. The next time a voice tries to lure you with fear, love, greed, or urgency, you'll be ready. How to fight back. You want to survive in this neon-lit jungle? Stop thinking like prey. Start thinking like a freaker. Scammers exploit your emotions. They feed on confusion, hurry, and blind trust. So let's give them none of that. Instead, let's glitch their entire game plan. Here's how to fight back one tactic at a time, laced with the sly cunning of the original phone hackers. Tactic 1. The fake confusion loop. 1. Feign ignorance. Draw out the call. The longer you keep them talking, the more likely they mess up. 2. Ask naive questions. You mean the IRS takes iTunes gift cards now? How does that even work? 3. They expect quick compliance, not slow, winding confusion. They'll get frustrated, slip up, or just leave you alone. Why it works. Scammers have scripts. Confusion breaks their flow and wastes time. It's a psychological denial of service. Tactic 2. The interrogation flip. 1. Take charge. Ask for their identity. What's your employee ID? Can I speak to your supervisor? What's your number so I can call you back? 2. Keep pressing. Which department did you say you're from? Let me Google that real quick. 3. Watch them squirm. The legit ones can handle scrutiny. The fakes vanish or get aggressive. Why it works. Scammers rely on your passivity. Turning the spotlight on them is their kryptonite. Tactic 3. The ghost response. Answer with silence. Let them do the talking. Many robo-scams auto-disconnect if they detect no voice. Even if it's a live scammer, silence unnerves them. They might hang up and move to an easier target. Why it works. Scripts depend on the victim engaging. No response equals no foothold. Tactic 4. The hard disconnect. 1. If your gut says it's fishy, hang up. Don't linger in courtesy. 2. Block the number. 3. If it's a repeated harassment or if you shared info, report to relevant authorities like the FTC, your local police, your bank, etc. Why it works. The simplest defense is refusal to play. A dead phone line kills the con on arrival. Tactic 5. Harness your logical filter. 1. Whenever you feel pressured or scared, force yourself to step back. 2. Ask, does this request make sense? Would the IRS really demand gift cards? 3. The moment logic fires, the scam's emotional hold shatters. Why it works. Scammers rely on knee-jerk emotional responses. Rational thought is their worst enemy. Tactic 6. Document and verify. 1. Keep a log of suspicious calls. Date, time, phone number, scam type. 2. Verify any official-sounding claim by calling back on a known official number. 3. Spread the word. Warn friends and family. Share scam numbers on scam-busting forums. Why it works. Organized info equals a proactive community. Scammers thrive in secrecy. public awareness is a virus to their operation. Tactic 7. Community resilience. 1. Join local neighborhood or senior center groups dedicated to scam awareness. 2. Encourage social gatherings where people share their stories. The more experience is out in the open, the harder it is for scammers to succeed. 3. Knowledge is viral. The bigger the network of informed people, the less hunting grounds scammers have. Why it works. A community watch concept, now digitized. If everyone's eyes are open, fewer fall into traps. Hands-on projects. Project 1. The Scam Call Diary. Objective. Document each suspicious call. Note the number, the pitch, any red flags. Outcome. Spot patterns in scam attempts and discover new ways they adapt. Project 2. Roleplay a scam scenario. Objective. Practice responding to a fake IRS or grandkids scam. One person is the scammer, the other is the target. Outcome. Build confidence. Learn to spot psychological pressure points. Project 3. Security checkpoint. Objective. Test your current phone setup. Activate call blocking features and ensure your voicemail doesn't link personal data. Outcome. A phone environment fortified against common spam and scam techniques. Project 4. Reverse lookup recon. Objective. Take suspicious numbers you've collected. Use reverse lookup or online resources to gather intel. Outcome. See how scammers operate across multiple victims. Possibly link different calls to the same syndicate. Project 5. Scam Awareness Workshop. Objective. Create a mini presentation or pamphlet. Share with neighbors or family. Outcome. Educate your local community, forming a strong defensive perimeter against scammers. You are now a silver freak. You've traveled through the neon trenches, armed yourself with knowledge, and dissected the very scripts that scammers use to prey on unwary minds. You're not just a bystander in this digital war. You're an active combatant, a freaker-souled rebel who refuses to hand over their data like sacrificial tribute to the powers that lurk in the wires. From the dawn of code breaking in World War II to the freakers who whistled their way into free calls, we followed the trail of rebellious minds who defied the system. The modern scammer is merely an echo of that cunning, twisted by greed and malice. But you have something they don't expect, an awakened perspective. You see through the illusions now. You know the psychological levers they'll pull. You know how they weaponize fear and urgency. This course has given you a glimpse of the armor you can wear. Tactics that pivot the power dynamic back into your hands. When the phone rings with some cunning voice on the other end, you'll be ready to identify it, break it down, and shut it out. You'll be able to look out for your community, your family, your friends, passing on the knowledge, forging a chain of informed guardians who push back against the con artist and dated thieves. This isn't just about protecting yourself, it's about lighting a beacon for others. Scammers thrive in darkness, in isolation, in ignorance. By sharing what you've learned, you punch holes in that darkness. So remember, when the network calls, you're not an easy mark. You're the glitch in their program. The lines of code they can't debug. The next time a scammer tries to rattle your line, greet them with calm clarity. Show them they messed with the wrong target. You are now, and forever, a silver freak. Stay sharp, burn bright, and never give them an inch.